back to Hawk Talk. We're now down in the basement of Scott Gymnasium where some of the work gets done by our new assistant coach. Coach, want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Katie Bonhoff, and this is my first year here at DSU.
All right, take us through kind of your basketball journey and how it led to Dickinson.
Sure. Well, I played high school ball in California, Southern California. And then I got a scholarship offer to go play at Washington State University in Pullman. And so I played all 4 years there. And then I moved to Nebraska with my husband. And I coached high school there for 3 years. And my husband moved up here to try and get involved in some farming, agriculture stuff.
Sure.
And yeah, I was fortunate to be able to be part of this program this year.
Sure. Take us through what that transition, high school to college even, has been like, and the success of the team so far. That kind of makes things a lot easier and a lot more exciting.
It does. You know, the biggest thing is I love working with the girls that are on the team. And honestly, I don't know that a lot of coaches could say this with genuineness, but all 16 of them just work really hard. Mm-hmm. They all take practice very seriously. They're very intense. And the amazing part is they get along off the court extremely well. And that helps to have a winning season, of course. Mm-hmm. But I tell you what, they're really good people off the court, too.
Now, I played high school ball myself, and even I wasn't nearly the accomplished player that you were, but sometimes on the end of a bench find myself thinking, I wish I was in there. Yeah. For someone who has a successful playing career like yourself, how is that? Have you kind of do you still put yourself in the court, or are you completely a coach at this point?
I think you always wish that there was times in the game you could get out there and help them, but I tell you what, we have a lot of capable girls in the program, a lot with more capabilities than I had in areas when I was playing. And I think they're fortunate to have Coach Graupie. I've really, honestly learned a lot from him. His practices are so intense and so competitive, and that really, I think, sets the tone for what he expects out of the girls. And I've just been real fortunate to learn under him.
Now the team, obviously, top 20 this week, ranked 19th.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about how it's come together. You know, obviously you weren't here for last year, but huge improvement. And just what has transpired, you know, behind the scenes that we can't see.
Yeah, I think you know, I've never been a part of any ranked team playing or coaching or anything like that. So there's a lot of excitement, and more than anything, though, I think it's fun to be a part of a program that's winning and winning the right way. We're an exciting team to watch. We push the ball well in transition. We share the ball so well. There's just a lot of good basketball plays, high IQ out there, and that's been fun to see translate into those wins.
You've been around the girls on and off the court, like you talked about, bus trips, all that. What's one of the funniest moments that you can share with us?
You know, there's times during practice where one girl just might do something a little awkward, and you know, we'll make sure she's okay, and then they just poke fun at each other. One time, Coach came and he wore a Kings jersey to practice, and they were having a good time making fun of him and giving him jabs and stuff. And so there's a lot of fun times on and off the court. We have a good time. I have a good time during their conditioning, and we make it lighthearted. They hate it, but I sure have a fun time watching them.
Alrighty, well, continued success. It's been fun getting to know you.
Yep. Thanks,
we'll
Shane.
keep winning.
Yep.
Thank you. Joining us now, one of the main reasons the Blue Hawks are doing so well, nationally ranked. JT, you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Janiqua Thomas. I'm from Colorado Springs, and I'm a senior.
All right. Do you want to take us through kind of your basketball journey and how it led to Dickinson?
I played at Dawson for 2 years and Glendive, Montana, and kind of my freshman year I did okay, but my sophomore year I blew up, and I got a few good looks, and Coach Graupie was recruiting me really hard. And I decided to go home, closer to home, to be next to my family and stuff. Then I went to UNC, Northern Colorado. It's in Greeley. And I decided that wasn't the place for me, so I contacted Coach Graupie and asked him if I could play for my last year, and he was ecstatic, and that's how I got here to Dickinson.
Sure, and for folks who haven't had the chance to see you guys play, I'll attest to the fact that you're very enthusiastic on the court during timeouts. I think it was Megan Klein we had last week talking about how she had heard about your intensity, the intensity which you brought, and then the first practice she kind of saw it. So talk about that mentality and how you've gotten to be that person.
I'm an emotional person off the court. Just I'm really in tune with my feelings. I can't really control it. And it wasn't until in high school I was kind of like intense, but it wasn't until I got to Dawson and I don't know, my love for the game is just like I can't control myself, so I think that's why I'm intense. And also I play with guys my whole life and I see how guys act, and like I just kind of like took upon them, I guess, in that way where I just get stoked. You'll see like in games I'm like beating my chest or I'm like looking at someone and screaming at them in a good way, not in a bad way, in a good way. But it's just, I love intensity and I love scaring the other team. That's the best part.
Do you think it seems like for the most part your team has bought into that and kind of made it a team thing, not just a you thing. So has that always been the case, or is it nice to see the team kind of respond like that?
Well, I don't really. Since this is my first year, I don't know how the team was last year or before, but I definitely think people feed off of energy, whether it's from me or someone else. Like, and if I have a bad game, like someone else is bringing that energy. So I think it's a team. We've all invested in bringing energy and bringing passion and bringing heart. Yeah.
All right. I know you're not a local, but beating the D2s from around here that used to be our old rivals, beating all sorts of good competition so far. Let's take us through part of the season and how you guys have reached your first goal of getting in the top 25.
So for those D2s, especially Mary, I wanted to get that W for Megan and Taylor. Megan and Taylor used to play at Mary, and I think it was really important for them to get that W, and that really set our tone for how good we could, because we played against Minot and we like at the time, I mean, it wasn't like we couldn't beat them. We knew we could beat them, but like I've always had the idea that Minot was this great. Then they are a good team, but when I was at Dawson, like looking at them, I was like, oh my goodness, like they're scary. So like Minot came and like we won and that was good, but it was the Mary game that like really I think brought things going and showed how good we could be, and then we took that and ran with it. And being ranked is a blessing, and we need to continue doing what we have to do to stay ranked, because one loss we can get out of the polls, or these next 3 games are big where we can get higher into the polls, maybe be top 15.
Sure.
Want to be top 10. So
now how do you keep the intensity? You know, it's a long season, obviously. Just getting into it, really haven't even started conference play. How do you personally keep as hyped for, you know, from the start all the way through to the finish? How do you carry that on?
Be humble. You have to be humble. We can't get a big head. And sometimes I catch myself like getting a big head too. So like, yeah, I have to stay humble, be humbled. I have to know my role, and if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, I need to get it to the other teammates. As a team, we just gotta get better. We're doing good and we're good now, but we gotta continue getting better, because this is the time of season where people either they get better or they get worse, or they don't, or they're still good but they don't grow. We need to grow together as a team, and I think we'll do that because people are stepping up. Cara, everyone, Cara's Glora's stepping up. Gabby, Jalen, like everyone's stepping up their game 10 times more. Megan, like everyone. So I think the more we step up our game, the more better we'll be, and the more we got weapons for days. So like the more like people are gonna be like, oh no, like we're playing Dickinson, like this is gonna be bad. Like give them that scary mentality.
Now we got Miami coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Talk a little bit about that, but then we'll talk about your little homecoming of sorts, going down to Denver. So 2 kind of big road trips for you. Want to get into those?
Florida should be fun. It's probably a much needed trip too, getting away from North Dakota.
It's 60 degrees today. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's 60 degrees, but I mean,
it's still
Florida and North Dakota. I mean,
fair enough. Fair enough.
Florida's nice. That'll be fun. We definitely need to get those wins. These next 3 games, we can't underlook our opponent, and we have to give each opponent the respect that they have and a respect to their game. So we have to go out to Florida and yeah, we're gonna have fun, but we also, it's game time, so we have to be focused on that. And as far as Colorado, I'm excited. I have a lot of friends on the Johnson Wales team. I have a couple friends on that team, and my family's gonna be there. So, I mean, I'm just excited to be like close to my family, and let my family get to come see me play, and my friends and my best friends. So it should be good and put on a show down in Colorado a little bit.
Alrighty.
Yep.
Keep the good times rolling. Thank
you.
Back on Hawk Talk now with Coach. Coach had just a couple games since we last talked, but 2 quality wins. Just take us through those quick.
Yeah, we were able to get a couple wins this past weekend, like you alluded to. Johnson Wales University out of Denver, Colorado. A team very, I think, comparable to teams in our league. They really felt like a North Star game. And 3 Division I transfers, very well coached. Former Division I assistant coach is now their head coach. And again, it was really felt like a conference game, followed up by Trinity Bible. Tough, scrappy group, competitive young men. So all in all, it was a good weekend for us. We were able to get guys a lot of minutes that second night, expand our rotation a little bit, and anytime you can come out on a weekend 2-0, you'll take it.
Now, we had one play in particular. We'll hear from part of the playmaking combo a little bit later. What was your thought from the bench when you saw that pass go off the glass?
Not much. I was an assistant coach at Montana State Billings, and we had a similar play that ended up being the number 3 play on Sports Center. And it's one of those deals, I'll be very, very candid. I don't condone it as a coach. I'm not going to, they made the play, so I'm not going to condone it or discipline it, but let's just say I'm fortunate it worked out, and we're not going to make that a habit at Dickinson State.
Sounds good. There's video evidence of it, so we won't have to.
That's right.
Now, we kind of got a 10-day window here. It's a bye week of sorts for football terms. What do you do in that kind of window before the first conference opener?
Yeah, we work on our off the backboard passes.
So we will see
exactly right.
Send in mixed signals.
That's exactly
Make sure you show
right.
up next Tuesday.
No, it's an opportunity to work on us. It's an opportunity for us to get better. We were off today, but we've got a great 2 days prior to this off day. We'll have another 2 days going into the weekend. And again, it's an opportunity to really work on us. And then as we get into Sunday, Monday, start more prep in terms of Waldorf. Really picking up the defensive energy in practice. Defensive emphasis, I should say. A lot of isolated defensive drills. Really dial that in, and just try to go live a little more. You won't have to spend with a non-game week. You don't have to spend a lot of prep time on a scout. So you can really focus in on what holes we have to fill offensively and defensively.
Now, with Waldorf coming to town, not a familiar face for most fans. Talk about their strength. Great start to the year for them, and the importance of having that conference game at home and also early on.
Yeah.
What those mean.
Well, last week they were 15th in the country, so our league got better. I mean, and they're one of the new teams, like you said. They're athletic, they're big, they shoot the ball very well, they guard very well, and they were ranked 15th in the country for a reason. So it's a tremendous challenge. They played well as of late. They dropped a tough one at Valley, who is now nationally ranked. So it's going to be a dogfight. I would put them in the realm of maybe a Rocky Mountain for our fans out there that's familiar with that program. A good balance of athleticism and shooters. I would say they're very similar to that team, which we all know how quality of a program that is.
Now after that, kind of a homecoming for some of our boys going down to Miami. Then back to Billings, back to the Frontier for a couple dogfights there, and then we're in Denver, another homecoming for Curtis. Does that play any? Where kids are from, does that have any impact on where you're trying to play games? Is that
yeah, you try to reward. Unfortunately, we recruit nationally, so we're not able to go to everyone's home area or home state. But you try to. It was the way it fell into place. One being a warm weather area, We recruit some Canadians in the future here. I won't be jumping out of my socks to get a game in Manitoba, but it's a nice reward in terms of a warm weather trip before Christmas, and also it's a nice opportunity to get back to the Miami area where we have three of our student athletes from. It does, if it works out, personally I try to look at that in terms of scheduling. If you're able to reward, especially if you have a big group of young men from a certain area, it's nice if it works out. Scheduling, budget, time, we'll expend all efforts to try to get something like that done.
All right. Well, what time going on Tuesday? Big game, want a big crowd?
5:30, 7:30. First conference game of the year, so obviously very important.
All righty. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Good luck there and
Thanks.
safe travels.
You bet.
We're back on Hawk Talk in the boys' locker room with the birthday boy. You want to introduce yourself?
Curtis Red, senior from Denver, Colorado.
All right, Kurt. Now, 2 games this last weekend. Take us briefly through those, and then we'll get into what's coming up for the Blue Hawks.
Johnson and Wells, they're a quality team. They came in here. They really played it really hard. We came out. We didn't execute the way we wanted to. We didn't get stops the way we wanted to. And first half was really low for us. And then the second half we came out and started to refocus and get back in the game on the defensive end. And we were able to get the win. Trinity Bible came in the next day. And that's another quality opponent. And be able to beat them pretty handily. And it was a good game.
Now, in that Johnson-Wales game, there was one play in particular that kind of got the attention of most Blue Hawk fans and fans all across the country when you received an outlet pass, took it to the basket, decided to lay it up for a teammate. Talk about the decision and how you decided that was the right thing to do there.
It kind of just happened, man. I called for the outlet. Brandon Ruffin gave me a great outlet pass. I got it, and I seen Brandon trailing, and I was always told to reward the big man when they ran the floor. And I figured that was the only way I could get it to him. I know he's an athletic kid, and he's one of our most athletic players, so I threw it up there, and he went and got it, thankfully.
Yeah, it made for quite the highlight. I think I got 96 retweets from my 50 followers, so I appreciate the opportunity to get that out there. And pretty interesting play. Now, got one conference game before a couple interesting road trips.
Right.
What do you know about it? Have you guys gotten into Waldorf?
Waldorf, they were the 17th ranked team in the nation last week, and I know they had a tough loss at Valley, so they're going to come in here extremely hungry and ready to go. So we got to make sure we match their intensity, and we'll prepare for them hopefully.
Then we kind of go on a homecoming trip for some of the folks, starting in Miami. That's got to be pretty exciting opportunity.
For sure. We have 4 Miami kids on the team, and it's always great to play in front of family, and it should be fun. I'm ready for the opportunity to do that.
Then a stop in Billings prior to your homecoming trip, essentially getting a chance to go down to Denver. You mentioned that you were from Denver, so talk about what that's going to be like.
I'm looking forward to that, man. I haven't played at home since high school, so it'll be nice to play at home and have the family there, and hopefully pick up a couple wins on the way.
Now since we're talking about your home, talk a little bit about your path to Dickinson. You mentioned Denver. Take us through how you got here.
I went to Oberlin High School. I graduated in 2011. After Oberlin, I attended Texas Southern University, which is a school in Houston. I got hurt, unfortunately, and I went to junior college at Lamar, Colorado. And from there, Coach Wessel called me and told me he's interested in me, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here. So I'm happy to be Blue Hawk.
Kind of play with quiet toughness. We talked to JT earlier. She's a little bit more demonstrative on the court. Talk about your style and how you kind of lead by example. And you're always on the court, always diving on the floor, diving on the balls. Take us through kind of your philosophy of how you attack the game.
My philosophy is, I'm not really a vocal guy. I'm more just to get it done. Coach this year wants me to become more of a vocal leader and become more of a leader. And I just try to show by example and just try to do the little things. Be that blue-collar guy. That's something I try to focus on. And hopefully we can get some more wins out of them.
Sure. Now, second year here, so through the accumulation of a year and a half, what's your favorite memory so far from being a Blue Hawk? All the bus trips, all the practices, games. Pick something out.
Favorite memory has to be senior night last year here in Jamestown, the rival, and Jake Gondrzek hit the game-winner shot with like 0.3 seconds left, and I was bleeding out my eyes. It was a pretty great moment for me. So I think that was my best moment so far.
All right, we still got another semester to make some more memories, but good luck along the way. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.